Welcome back. Welcome back. We have lost a lot of time. This is due to a combination of different issues, but not from our own end here. We must continue. The focus of this broadcast is US government releases Nigeria 2023 Human Rights Report Executive Summary. Today is the 1st of May 2024. I am Pastor Maxwell Nawihe. Looking at this, it is coming from the United States of America under the administration of President Joe Biden. This is the Human Rights Report that the very government, through the Department of State here in Nigeria, they have released. So they are looking at how the country, how Nigeria dealt with human rights in the year 2023. And believe you me, at the end of the year 2024, they are also going to give the executive summary report on human rights. Whatever the government is doing, the world powers are taking note of it. There were no significant changes in the human rights situation in Nigeria in the past year, which is 2023. Significant report or significant human rights issues included credible reports, not concocted reports, not biased or report out of prejudice. Significant human rights issues included credible reports of arbitrary and unlawful killings, including extrajudicial killings, torture of or cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment by the government, harsh and life-threatening prison conditions, arbitrary arrest or detention, serious problems with the independence of the judiciary, which has been the order of the day in Nigeria, arbitrary or unlawful interference with privacy, serious issues in a conflict, including reportedly unlawful or widespread civilian death or harm, which is the order of the day across the country, enforced disappearances or abductions, torture, and physical abuse, serious restrictions on freedom of expression and media freedom. That is where we are now, as I'm broadcasting now, including violence or threats of violence against journalists and enforcement of criminal libel laws to limit expression. Serious government corruption, extensive gender-based violence, including domestic or intimate partner violence, sexual violence, child early and forced marriage, female genital mutilation, cutting, and other forms of such violence, enforcement of laws criminalizing consensual sexual conduct between adults, and existence of any of the worst forms of child labor. These are the areas that the very report is focusing on. This is the page 2. This is the page 2, and we are taking it paragraph by paragraph. The government took credible steps to identify and punish officials who may have committed human rights abuses, but impunity for such abuses and corruption was a problem. Non-state actors committed arbitrary and unlawful killings, disappearances, physical abuse, and other mistreatment. Boko Haram and the Islamic State in West Africa, which is ISWAP, continued attacks on civilians. In other words, the The government of Buhari did not stop Boko Haram. And on top of that, an advanced terrorist form took its shape in Nigeria in the name of Islamic State in West Africa. Military, police, humanitarian, and religious targets unlawfully recruited and forcefully conscripted child soldiers and carried out scores of attacks on population centers in the northeast region. Abductions by Boko Haram and the Islamic State in West Africa continued. It continued until Buhari left office. Both groups subjected many women and girls to gender-based violence, including forced marriages, sexual slavery, and rape. The government investigated attacks by Boko Haram and Islamic State in West Africa and took steps to counter the growth of the insurgency. But the step they took was not enough, was biased and tainted with different kind of religious undertone or inclination. Individuals believed to be associated with the Eastern Security Network, the armed wing of the separatist group, the indigenous people of Biafra, staged attacks on security personnel, civilians, and government offices, including police stations in the southeast region. It is not true. It is not true. These are individuals that are being motivated by the government agent provocateurs. I don't want to mention the name of anybody here, but the very Eastern Security Network that is being mentioned here, carrying out attack against people, against civilians, against offices, it is not ESN, it is not Eastern Security Network. These are people that wore the camouflage. These are people that dressed in that very regalia to smear the name of Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB in order to justify the continuous extraordinary rendition of Nnamdi Kanu and his solitary confinement. It is not true. It is the agent of the government using the name of ESN to carry out those attacks, burning police vans and burning army vans and killing people in the East. So it is not true. It is not ESN. Criminal gangs killed civilians and conducted mass kidnapping that particularly targeted school-age children in the northwest region. Authorities attempted to investigate, prosecute such action. We are going to continue tomorrow. This very powerful report on human rights from the U.S. government. We are going to continue tomorrow. From me, from here, I want to say it is goodbye.